Hello and welcome to Australia's first social media TV show. It's The Buzz and you can join us. All you have to do is jump on Twitter and use hashtag #TheBuzz. Now we're coming at you live and local from the West TV studios here in the centre of Perth. We are unscripted. We have no auto cues. This is as live as it actually gets. So if you want to participate, that big screen we've got behind us and the strip down the bottom there, we're going to have your tweets live to air. Now, joining me, as always, on The Buzz, Nikita Dixon. Hello.
Hi, Jason. How you doing?
Oh, very well. And Mr. Paul Cook. Good to see you.
Very good. He gets a lot out, doesn't he, in the first few seconds?
Oh, boy. It's
all sitting here like,
coming out.
Hi.
Yes, it's coming out very, very quickly. We've got a little bit of vision that we want to show you. This, you may have seen it, you may not have seen it, but it kind of goes to show why you shouldn't swim in a murky river.
There he is. Oh, he's got no line. That wheel line.
Oh, shit! Oh, Jesus Christ! Set him in the face, it's a shark!
It's a shark! How frightening!
Oh, shark! It's the jazz hands going on there. Now, it does bring us to something that has happened here in WA recently, and there's been a lot of calls put out for culling of sharks. Now, guys, what do you think about the idea of taking out the great whites that are taking out the occasional surfer?
Well, I think my friend Amy put it really well the other day. Trying to keep the beaches free from sharks. Pretty sure it's their natural habitat. It's like saying you're going to keep Balga free from white trash. It ain't gonna happen at the end.
It's one of those things that's making people quite angry. Sparky XX13 says, refusing to watch the news tonight because if I hear the words shark and coal or shark and net, the remote goes through the TV. We're quite passionate about this, and it's very sad because it always seems to be healthy, fit people that are eaten by a shark. But when we talk about culling them, we're all, nah, don't do that.
It's sad. I mean, obviously, you know, there have been some fatalities, but I think the reaction on Twitter has been quite negative towards the idea of culling sharks.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I would agree that if the sharks were able to come on land and eat people, sure, cull them. But whilst they're in their own habitat, I really don't see a reason for doing it. I mean, there's been an increase in attacks as far as the media is concerned. Is that actually true? And following on from that, could it possibly be because of things like overfishing?
Well, we're not too sure at the moment. The CSIRO are investigating, but yeah, I think the safety aspect just needs to be pushed, and sharks are protected, so culling is a bad idea.
All right.
Everyone on Twitter says so.
I know many of you out there have now constructed a drinking game around this, but moving right along, if we take a look at another hashtag that's very popular at the moment, you may have caught the Shire the other night. Now, very interesting responses happening on Twitter where most people appear to have turned their nose up at the show.
They have. You know what, I was checking out the tweets and especially the comments on this particular photo that was posted on Channel 10's Facebook. Are you ready for the Shire? It launches onto 10 at 8 p.m. tonight. Are you in or are you in? And this was before it even aired in WA, and yet about 600 plus people had posted all entirely negative comments about the show, and I hadn't even watched it yet.
I find this incredibly interesting about human nature, that the Shire, and it was the same when Being Lara Bingle started, it's like a car crash. Everybody wants to watch it for some reason and then say how bad it is. I know, don't watch it.
Don't watch it in the first place. Dan McPherson, who you'll know as a host around the place, says, forget the Shire, it's dickheads draped in Aussie flags running alongside the Tour de France riders that have got me cringing. Well, that and the Shire. So, yeah, thanks, Dan McPherson. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, I think the biggest mistake Channel 10 made, apart from the actual airing of the show in the first place, was the fact that they were deleting negative comments from their Facebook.
Never delete the comments. Yeah. Yep. All right, the other thing that's really big in the news here in Western Australia at the moment, of course, is Lloyd Rainey's trial for the alleged murder of his wife, Corrine. There is a hashtag, #Rainey trial. We do have to be a little bit careful with saying too much about this at the moment because it is before the courts and therefore it could be considered sub judice. So we can talk about circumstances outside of the particular case itself. The most interesting thing to note about this is that Lloyd, of course, a senior member of the legal fraternity, and of course Corrine was also a senior member of the legal fraternity. Putting that to one side, let's talk about the legal fraternity in general. What happens when they're prosecuting one of their own?
Well, what I wanted to touch on about this, and obviously they he will know the system extremely well, and hence why one of the first things he did was ask for a trial by jury, not by a judge, not by jury. It was an interesting. There was a final tweet on Tuesday night, and it said it was from the West, and it said read all about it in the West tomorrow. It was like, but I've read all about it today.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to read. Whatever I read in your newspaper tomorrow is old. Tomorrow, I'll be reading Twitter again to find out what's happening.
Look, and it goes as well, if you do want to read more about it, hashtag rainy trial. But moving right along, if you're a big fan of Facebook, well, we do get the occasional parody. This one is actually quite funny.
Tell me in the pub to my face, why would I want to clutter in my front page? Some days I'm amazed to witness the shitness of other people's daily business. And I'm sick with these lazy idiots. I lost my phone, can you post up your digits? Are you coming to my concert? Well, I would, but I'm on another continent. 600 million people like me, like this. Are you taking a piss, or is there something?
Yeah, I think they might be. All right, now, look, when it comes to Facebook, there's been an argument that it's actually possible to get people to change their behaviour. Is that the case?
Well, they're not too sure about it at this stage. They are starting a study, and it was featured in the most recent issue of Science magazine. Basically, they think that the social network can help people to curtail their bad habits, like smoking, eating bad food, doing drugs, and they're hoping that they'll be able to do this by, I guess, targeting advertising. So at the moment, you know, McDonald's can post an ad on your Facebook page saying, eat this Big Mac. Instead of that, they're going to be doing things like eat 5 fruit and 5 veg and 2 fruit and do all these healthy things instead.
The scary thing about this
Quit smoking.
Is what's going to happen is somebody's going to work out exactly how to do it. They're going to patent it. We'll never find out how it's done, but suddenly we're just going to end up drinking a lot more fizzy drink and eating more hamburgers.
That is true. You know what? I want to give some free stuff away now. We have a movie preview, which is Bernie, starring Jack Black, and we've got some free passes to give away. But the way that we're going to do that is by getting you to tweet. Now, it can be funny, it can be ironic, it can be potentially abusive. Maybe you don't like what I'm wearing this evening. All you've got to do is tweet using hashtag thebuzz, and we'll give away those passes by the end of the show this evening. So if you'd like to see Bernie, all you've got to do is get tweeting the hashtag thebuzz, and who knows, I think we've got quite a few passes, so you'll be able to get yourself along to that movie preview. Now, what I'd really like to show you now, there's all sorts of ways of catching kangaroos, but there's also a very simple way of doing it. If you ever need to catch a kangaroo, check out this video.
How to catch a kangaroo. First you have to find one in the bush. Here's one here now. And you get your shopping bag and you put it over the kangaroo and it will fall in like that. And then you have a kangaroo.